Good evening, everybody. It's Friday evening. It's HHV, the judge. There's a judge. Evening, judge. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very good, mate. It's been a great week, as you know. So, yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. So, yes, I'm buzzing.
Yeah. Judge's hammer time. Very, very quickly before we talk about the judge. If you watched last night's video, Samuel Spade ran a real cracker. 12s into 9s. Yeah, it was 15-2 last night, which I thought was a great price. For Ben Paulins had a terrible, terrible day with the Cobb, sadly.
Oh, that's sad, yeah.
Fatally injured. So our thoughts are with everybody at that yard. But he ran great, Samuel Spade. And my HFC bet was Rel Cadham, third at 25-1. So
very nice.
There you go. Yeah, so very, very good. But my each way places pale into punting insignificance with the week and the spell that the judges had. And I know I've said it all week, and I'll be a bit embarrassed, but he's currently the hottest tipster anywhere, online, offline, anywhere in the universe. And we are holding that offer of £99 till the end of this year. It goes all the way to New Year's Day. He's had like doubles, huge price trebles, all sorts of big priced bets. And folks, no more deals, no more trials. Like I said, I'll say it in front of him. The judge, like everybody's been on a probation period. The only judge who's on probation.
Absolutely.
That's what he's been on. But so he's been found not guilty and sentenced to a full-time tipping role with HFC Club. So, folks, no more deals. People emailing in saying they don't want this deal. Can they have a tenner for no. I'm really sorry. Got to be fair all round. We've been incredibly fair with these trials, and you have made major profits. Now it's time to show your commitment. I always ask for your trust. This is going to be a great service, and it's the first Judge's Hammer Time multi-bet tomorrow. Is it not, Judge?
It is, mate. I've got to get the hammer right down, mate. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So if you join now at that top link, your first day will be the big Judges Hammer Time multi-bet. How about that? But one race, as we link tonight's
Brilliantly done.
One race that is not in Judges Hammer Time and will be in very few people's Hammer Time. It's the 3:15 at Kempton. But it may not be the greatest race. It's a Class 3, but somebody has to win it. But who is that someone? Yes. Now let's have an Uncle Ronnie book. Let's have a look. It's the 3:15. It's a Class 3. I actually now my eyesight's not great, as you know, Judge, but I have kept checking. Is this a Class 3? But it is.
Yes.
On soft ground, 2 mile 4 at Kempton. I believe it's one of the most bizarre Class 3 races ever run in Europe. But there you go. It's going to have a winner. There are 7 runners. I'm going to come to the judge first. But what I will do is whiz through the betting. Nicky Henderson and Nico de Boinville, they're the favourites with Quick Draw. Winner last time at Utox, 7-4 for your money. Then you've got the very difficult to pronounce Zaguili. I thought that was quite good. He's 5-1 second favourite. My old mate Slatehouse comes in at 6-1. Then up the straight for Richard Rowe. The Edgar Wallace for Kim Bailey, who pulled up last time. But why single him out? Then we've got Neville's Cross. Neville's Cross, I bet the people that own him were furious. 14-1. And Capo Toy, who comes here. Now, he's 16s. Now, I won't name any horses, but there are 7 runners. I'm just going to list some of the performances last time. And I want people at home, or you might not be at home when you're watching this, wherever. I want people watching this to just have a think. So Class 3, 7 runners on a Saturday afternoon. I won't name the horses, but out of those 7, 1 pulled up last time. No. 1 pulled up last time. 1 pulled up last time. Another 1 pulled up last time. Another 1 pulled up last time. Oh, but thank God one of the others didn't pull up. No, he fell.
Fell over.
He fell over. So out of the 7, 6 either pulled up or fell last time. And brilliant. I'll come to you first, Judge. What do you think's going to happen tomorrow? Pleasure, mate.
Well, I tell you what, I wrote down here more letters than numbers. I'm sure the entries were entered by a Scrabble person. I've never seen so many pulled ups ever. I mean, I think 5 of them have pulled up twice in about the last 4 outings. Let's say it's not a great race. And on that basis, I know the only one that didn't pull up last time, Quick Draw, you could think, well, he's worth. I can't back horse at 7-4 in this race. I'm sorry, it's just not that kind of race for me. I think end of the day, you're going to have to be forgiving of one of the selections if you're going for any of them. You've got to make a case for it. True. And in the end, I've come down on Up the Straight for Richard Rowe. He has got some decent course and distance form in the past. He's placed and won here, which is quite an achievement in itself, comparison to some of the stuff here. And I think if you forgive him his last run, he's entitled to have a pretty good chance here. He's like I say, he's pretty solid up till that point, but he's as solid as you're going to get in this outfit. But I've never seen a race like it, to be honest. Especially for 7 runners. I think I'm just looking down. I think 4 of them are pulled up twice. I think as well with them. So it's we normally quite big things up, but this is not a race that we'll be getting too excited about, unless of course we find the winner. But for me, it's going to be Up the Straight, so up the hammer.
Yeah. Let's stop. Let's hope he's still standing up the straight. Yes. Oh, he hasn't pulled up yet. I mean, I think this is just absolutely crazy because what a punting conundrum you've got. I mean, you made the point then when you begin researching a race like this. It's the old Sherlock Holmes. Take away everything that can't be true and see what's left. Then that must be true. But now. You take away what you would think, and one of the great rules of racing is that you don't back a horse that was pulled up or fell last time. That would leave you to a system where you would back Quick Draw. Now, I think this will be an incredibly well-backed favourite for that. I think that people will look at the race and see pulled up. Like you say, some of them are on the pulled-up hat-trick tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, the strange thing is, and it's not that I don't, I'm obsessed by not tipping favourites. It's not that at all. If I thought Quick Draw was a good bet 7-4, I would be getting stuck into it and I would be screaming from the rooftops. But let me just go through a few things about Quick Draw. I think he's a dreadful bet tomorrow. I really, really do. And I will not be advising anybody, even though he's the one who won last time. Yeah. This is a class 3. Now, you might go, but they all fell and pulled up. But they all fell and pulled up in either class 2s or class 3s, 1 or 2 class 4s.
Yes.
So they all pulled up in very good races. This horse here, not that long ago, on the 21st of March last year, was sent up to Catterick in a class 4. He got beat. He's now at Nicky Henderson's, so, you might whatever. He then has been to Kempton before. In a class 4, he got beat by a horse called De Larmoire, who is far from a stable star, right? He got beat nearly 8 lengths. He was laboured. This is a class 3. Let's have a look at the race he won last time.
Did he? He's not the greatest jumper.
Not. He did not. I didn't think he screamed, "Bring me back to Kempton" that day. No. Right? Last time out, it was a class 4. Now, Nicky Henderson maybe getting to know the horse more, and they're working with him, I'm sure. But I thought he made a lot of errors, and I thought it was a very, very poor race. And he scrambled home by less than a length. Now, there will be, despite the rest of the field, trust me, there'll be far better 7-4 shots in the next couple of days. So I just want to warn people off what looks the bleeding obvious. And, I like Up the Straight. He's a horse I looked at for this. The Racing Post describes him as a hit and miss character. Well, he certainly misses as many times as he hits. However, he is one of the horses who brings strong course and distance form into this race. Yeah. And he's had a long break since what was you've got to forgive him, was an awful performance. He's had 77 days off. I'm sure he's been brought back with this in mind. The Edgar Wallace is quite interesting because the Edgar Wallace, I don't think, gets 3 miles. I think they had an experiment with him last time. He didn't get anywhere near. Kim Bailey's not having as good a year as he's had the last 2 or 3. His horses have been very in and out this year. They've been very consistent last year. So that slightly concerns me. And I don't know. He looked to have a hard race at a long trip last time, the Edgar Wallace. And when he was pulled up, I didn't sort of think I must get him on my list to put him up next time. Yeah. However, you know, he's much better at this trip. But I've got to go with the class act here, top of the shop. I think this is the easiest race that Slate House has contested
for a long time.
I'm going to say 6 years. You might be right, actually, ever. This possibly underrules the easiest thing. Now, he fell last time, and we're saying that, well, you know, he's the one that fell, they all pulled up. But let's put this in context.
Paddy Power.
It was a Paddy Power Gold Cup, you know, Class 1, the best handicap, certainly top 3 run this year so far, if not the best. Won by G.A. Law Gallo, French Dynamite, Midnight River, you know, Dejan de Carjac. Those horses would be about 10s on in this tomorrow. But what interests me about him, Judge, is those 2 Kempton wins on the 13th of April and the 2nd of May. He beat Diego de Charmille.
Yes.
He beat Ronnie, Rockstar Ronnie, 2 horses that were seriously in form and are far better than anything in this race. So I'm going to break one of my Holden's Golden rules, which is don't back a horse that fell or pulled up last time. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do it. Exceptional circumstances.
Because you've only got one to choose from otherwise.
Yeah, I don't fancy quick draw at all.
No, not 7-4, I know.
Not 7-4, I don't know. He scrambled home. He was dreadful last time seen here in an inferior race. So
that's a class 4, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're betting him, it's that they'll all pull up and fall. And I don't think they will tomorrow. I just think if Slate House gets into a rhythm, he has the ability. He's somewhat untrustworthy, but for a horse who's not achieved his potential, he's won a hell of a lot of races and won a hell of a lot of money. And I think Joe Tizard, when he entered for this race, must be absolutely clapping his hands when he's seen the ragbag lot that have actually turned up. You know, so I think he's a very fair price. I completely forgive him. Of course, I'm worried about betting a horse that fell last time. But 13-2, Bet365. You could even, you know, Bet365, Sky Bet, Billy Hills, Coral Leisure, and Betfred are all going 3 places in a 7-runner race.
He's about the only one you might want to go each way, isn't he? To be honest, he is probably one of the only ones you might consider going each way. I know that if you can get the 3 places.
Well, he's never fallen round here.
No, he has, like you say, he's won a Class 3 and a Class 2 round here. So without a doubt, he was on my shortlist. I mean, I'd almost be tempted just to Dutch the pair of them because, you know, you're getting sort of 6-1 and you're getting 6-1 the pair. I'd rather back the 2 of them win only than I would do the favourite and have some money left as well at the end of it. So,
I always say, you know, I'm interested in asking horses to do things they've proved they can already do before. Yeah. Now, Slate House kind of regressed and still beat these off this mark.
Yeah.
So we're asking him to repeat what he's done before. If you fancy quick draw, and that's at 13-2 with Bet365, they must know what I fancy and put it up best price Bet365. I'm getting sick of saying best price 365 as I'm a fan of them and I'm not. If you want 7-4 quick draw, you've got to ask him to do something he's failed to do before, which is win round here. And you're asking him to win round here at a higher level than he couldn't do before. And that, to me, is going to take quite a performance from him.
Yeah.
In terms of improvement. So I'm quite happy. Slate House, maybe on the downgrade. I'll take a chance with him. I think 30-2 is massive. You're right. I don't think he'll fall. I think he'll get round here. He's got high-class form round here. He's a horse that was talked of being a grade 1 horse for a long time, and he hasn't hit those heights. But my God, this lot are absolutely shocking.
Funny enough, he did win a grade 1 round here. I mean, that long ago, if you remember, wasn't it the Cato Star or whatever he ran round? I'm sure it's long. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it won the 3-mile race round here. That I noticed that meant long ago, but you know, it beat Black Hawk. That was probably one of the worst Cato Stars ever. But it's still, in comparison to this race, it's about 6 grades above, isn't it?
Yeah, and I remember the day because it was the last day we had our black and white TV. It was that long ago when he won. But,
very good. Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so Slate House for me, I'm breaking one of Holden's golden rules, but I believe for good reason. So Slate House for me and the judge for Richard Rose up
the straight.
So there you go, folks. It's a quirky race. It might be one that you go, well, good luck to you two. I'm not touching that one. Or it may be one that you're strongly on the Henderson one, or that you come in with us. But whatever you do, have a great day tomorrow. And I think you'll have a better day if you join that judge's private service for his judge's hammer time. He's got the hammer. He's going to just fine-tune those selections tonight. I've got to work with a prof and see what I'm doing tomorrow. But it's going to be a great weekend, HFC. Thumbs up. Enjoy it. Like and share these vids. We'll see you on Monday with Judge's Duels, which has been banging in the big winners lately. So good luck tomorrow, Judge, and well done this week, mate. Absolutely superb, top tipping, and exclusive to HFC. Hold